All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Game Changer Week. And this panel is, well, speaker keynote. This keynote is Branding Beyond the Logo, Cultivating a Reputation with Follow-Up. We are very lucky to have our speaker today, Ernisha Hall. She's the president and CEO of the Virginia Black Chamber of Commerce. It was founded in January of 2020. They cover the entire state, and they also provide small business ecosystem development across the state as well. And fun facts, I always like to ask for an intro. Her nickname growing up was Elmo. Very interesting. I don't know why, so that might be an interesting thing you can ask her about after she speaks. So please welcome Ernisha Hall.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm going to get my notes over here. Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. So I'll answer the fun fact. Elmo, my nickname came because I smiled a lot as a kid and everything was funny and I was super silly. So no, I think I probably play too much still now, even in my 40s. So that's where Elmo came from. And for some reason they thought I looked like Elmo, but I don't want to go with that one. All right, so today I'm going to talk about branding beyond the logo and cultivating relationships. Imagine sitting in your living room, discouraged about the direction of your life, contemplating what your next move is going to be, how you're going to reach your life goals, how you're going to make a difference in the world, feeling like your impact is just not resonating with others. This was me. I had a vision, like so many small business owners, to have a powerful brand that would stand out amongst the sea of competitors. January of 2020, I started the Virginia Black Business Directory. We started with 80 members, grew to nearly over 1,400 members within 3 years. Despite the high membership value, social media analytics of over 25,000 followers, amazing marketing and graphics, gorgeous logo. We even had one just as gorgeous as this one, vibrant colors, and a meaningful mission. The directory was not making the impact that I imagined. For 3 consecutive years, we were operating in a deficit of over $50,000 each year with a risk of having to close. We sold our family car to pay for organizational bills. We borrowed money from friends and family and accrued a lot of debt. So I realized my true advantage was not my skills as a marketer. It wasn't my skills being able to post on social media and manage social media platforms. The mission wasn't even enough. It was about the relationships that we could build in the community with our members, community leaders, and stakeholders. With this new perspective, I initiated what I thought to be simple, yet a profound change. We started the Virginia Black Chamber of Commerce in 2023, the first statewide Black business nonprofit organization in Virginia. I began nurturing a team of individuals and leaders that took a genuine interest on how we could serve the community, and I took an interest on how I could serve them because they were serving us. Beyond this, I began going out to brunch, dinners, talks. I was getting to know the community, having a good time. And weeks turned into months. Something remarkable happened. I checked our finances, and guess what? Can anybody guess? We're still operating in the red. But this was different. This time it was different. We don't have a second car to sell. We don't have people to borrow from. We don't have friends and family willing to loan money anymore. And we still have debt. But what we have that is different, we have friends and family willing to contribute their in-kind donation and time. We have people willing to offer their skills and their services. We have community members willing to make donations and corporations willing to sponsor. So with that, these gifts and talents begin to elevate our chamber. Our membership began to grow. Despite we increased from $10 a year when we had 1,400 members to membership being $150 a year to maybe as high as $1,000 a year, depending on the benefits that you'd like to get. But now, through building relationships, through phone calls, Zoom meetings, lunches, and still dinners, because I like dinner, I love to eat, the value of our chamber, of our organization, began to speak for itself. The Virginia Black Chamber of Commerce is now growing to be a beloved small business hub, and the brand's reputation is elevating organically beyond its logo. We're rooted in authentic relationships rather than just a visual identity on social media and through marketing assets. The shift has been transformative. The Chamber as a brand is growing to be inclusive of genuine relationships, not just catchy marketing ads. This is my personal testament to branding beyond the logo. Where cultivating meaningful relationships can lead to extraordinary success. Although we still have a long way to go, the pivot of our mind shift from just making money and getting members and fulfilling the mission and meeting the statistics, the pivot of the mind shift to building organic, genuine relationships is what our brand is becoming to be known as. And that's what truly matters to the people we serve. So, in the world of branding, logos are often seen as the face of the business. How many of you have a logo in here for your business? All right. And you probably like you honed in and you wanted to make sure that this logo represented you and what you wanted to deliver to everyone. Well, as a business owner, you can't focus solely on your brand, your colors, your logo, your fonts. That doesn't capture the full essence of what your brand represents. Building meaningful relationship goes beyond the aesthetics and taps into creating emotional connections and personalized experiences. And I'll even say that here, this is my second time being here. And these experiences have led to relationships. Even though some of them are on social media, they're genuine. We genuinely support and uplift and encourage each other. For small business owners, this means engaging with people on a deeper level, learning to understand your customer or your client's needs, providing value that resonates personally with them. By prioritizing these relationships, businesses can foster increased loyalty, and people are likely to return to your brand because they feel connected to you. This approach encourages word of mouth referrals. So, one quarter, I will tell you that it was the first quarter of one of the years that our word of mouth referrals accounted for nearly half of our business. This approach, it creates positive experiences and it naturally expands your business. Most importantly, strong relationships contribute to long-term business success because you're going to have ebbs and flows in business. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be moments where you're thinking, oh, what was I thinking? Maybe I can get a job. Maybe I can find some way to bring in some additional revenue. But when you have repeat clients and customers that are connected to your business and connected to the success of what you're doing, you will find that that holistic approach will serve as a narrative that will lead to sustainable growth. So, just by a show of hands, how many of you in the early stages of your business focus solely on your branding and your marketing? Okay, a little bit. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna deviate a little bit because we have a smaller room and this makes it easy to talk. Tell me what's something that was your first year of business that you just like, this is how I'm gonna make it. This is my focus. Okay. And do you find that that still is the way through social media? Yeah. How many social media platforms are you on? Okay. All right. And what about you, ma'am? Hmm.
relationships and had marketing experience. But now they, as like right now, we have marketing, we're hiring for marketing and comms, and they're gonna work in my department. So I'm kind of coming from my perspective from an opposite side. But previously we had like a marketing department.
Mm-hmm.
They just, I mean, to be blunt, we're good. Like, you know, we don't have a lot of cousins and didn't get a lot of traction. So we have pretty low.
Yeah. And that's what I find with a lot of businesses. I will tell you that we've received a lot of compliments on our branding. If you were to visit our social media and scroll down to the bottom, you'll see how our posts were strategically placed on Instagram, and they were colored matching. I mean, I matched whether it was horizontal, vertical, it fit in the box perfectly. If I was wearing something like I have on pink today, whatever I post, it's going to have our brand colors, but some type of pink in it to match the picture. I really focused on what it looked like visually. But all the compliments in the world didn't lead to the sustainability and will not lead to the sustainability of your business if the people you are trying to serve don't feel connected to what you're doing and what you're offering. Okay. So emotions are the heart of branding beyond the logo. This influences how customers perceive and interact with your brand. When a business evokes a positive emotion, it forces loyalty, encourages customers to return, and the emotional connection often is the result of consistent, personalized experiences that make customers feel valued and understood. So, with our organization now, when we have lunches and we have networking events, it's not just about speaking to the people in the room, it's about speaking with the people in the room. It's about ensuring that you find out as much about them as they want to know about you, and recognizing that your relationship goes beyond transactions. By creating a narrative that resonates beyond the brand, beyond your colors and your marketing, your customer is going to get to know your lifestyle a little bit. They're going to learn to value you, and it brings together the community into your business. You start actually creating mini ambassadors, and you don't even realize it. Because for small business owners, our customers want to get to know us before they get to know what they're buying from us. So a little bit of data. I wanted to make sure I brought some data into this. I gathered a few insights, and I was very surprised at this. Did you know that increasing customer retention by 5% can boost your profits by 25 to 95%? And that's because it costs 5 to 25 times more to get a new customer than it does to retain one. If you look at the marketing that you may put out, marketing to a new customer, having that new message, you may get your whole team together. Like, what's the theme? What are we going to say? What is it going to look like? But when you're repeatedly marketing to existing customers, you can rinse and repeat the message. It becomes a reminder to them. I was on our drive here. Tracy and I were talking. Tracy is the executive vice president of the chamber. We were talking, and I said, I remember when we used to go to talks and we used to listen to two people speak. And I said to myself one day, I heard her say that before. And I said, but I heard that talk before. Now, from the first time I heard it to the last, and I think I've heard both of them speak at least 5 times, their message is not only ingrained in my mind, but it's ingrained in my behavior. If you hear me speak about this today, and then you hear me speak about it a month from now, it's going to start to become a habit for you because little parts of it you're going to pick up on. It's like watching a movie over and over. You're like, oh, I remember that part of the movie. And now you want to watch the movie again because you're learning more. So think about that with your customers. The ones that are already loyal to you, as you continue to put this message out, it's going to become ingrained in their head, and they can do referrals for you and speak on your behalf. Another statistics is 93% of customers are likely to make repeat purchases with companies that offer excellent service. In order to offer excellent service, you have to know your customers. You have to know what they want. So these few stats, they highlight significant impact of focusing on relationships for small business success. So by show of hands or nods, how many of you prefer to meet with your customers or clients by phone? Oh, no one. Okay. Prefer phone. Okay, no one. What about video chat? Okay. And what about in person? All right. So in-person meetings can boost trust by 34%. In my business, I have found that if I want to pitch an idea to someone, I either have email, Zoom, in person. At least 80% of the time when I do it in person, I walk away with a relationship, a new partner, a new strategic partner, and a new stakeholder in our business. When we're trying to increase our membership base, if I meet someone in person, at least 90% of the time, they will sign up as a member as long as I follow up by email within the first few days. And that's going to lead us to the next part of this discussion, the importance of follow-up. So I'm going to ask each of you, when you meet someone for the first time, how many times do you follow up with them before you stop trying to make any additional contact? Okay. All right. What about you? A couple? How many? Okay. 8 times. You should follow up at least 8 times. Yeah. And let me tell you why that's different now. Every one of your clients are already being oversaturated with information from other places and other companies for other things. Or it could be one of your competitors in their inbox. So when you meet them for the first time, like I'm going to meet each of you, right? And I'll send you an email. It's your greatest intention to reply to that email. You're going to open it, you're going to read it, I'm going to get back to her tomorrow. And tomorrow's going to come. Maybe you're at an event or you have a busy day, family obligation, or it's the weekend tomorrow and you're tired. So you're like, I'll do it on Monday. Well, what happens on Monday? We are Mondaying on Monday. So then you don't get back to me. Now Monday's passed and you're pulling up on Thursday, but now you've gotten at least 30 to 50 more emails. That's put my email to the bottom. Your intention is there, but you're slowly forgetting about me. So I'm going to send a reminder. Hey, checking in. Just wanted to connect, see how we can get a meeting on your calendar. And you look at your calendar. Or your client looks at theirs. Whew. I'm booked through the end of the month. I really want to meet with her. I really want to follow up. And now, in your heart of hearts, or their heart of hearts, they want to reply. But they see they're too busy. So they're like, I'll get back to her. That's the second time you just emailed them. Email again. By that third email, you may get a reply. But you may not get the meeting. Or if you get the meeting, they may have to cancel because something came up. They may have given you that meeting because they felt bad for avoiding contact the first 2 times for being too busy. So now you're at your third time, you followed up. Make a phone call. Leave an old school voicemail. Let them hear the excitement in your voice. When I've made phone calls, I was more likely to get a return call back. But they called you back and what happened? You didn't pick up. You were busy. And now we're at the 4th time and y'all missed each other. So now you have to reply again, whether that's through email. Oh, I missed your phone call and tried to call you back. or you're going to call back. So this is why I say 8 times. And I'm going to even push you to do something that I don't like to do. And I've just started video messages. You could either send a video message in email, or if you have the person's cell phone number, record yourself and say, hey, was just checking in. I'd love to be able to connect and talk about, and you give them a brief summary. Because now they're connecting not just your voice on the phone, but the smile and your genuine personality behind it. Creating a reputation of following up, but not being too aggressive, so leave some time in between, is very important to your customers, your clients, stakeholders, and your strategic partners. And it sets the stage for your long-term business success. A few tips and ways in which you can follow up with people. All right, so these are going to be a few techniques for success. Personalized communication. Tailor your messages to each customer by addressing them by name and referencing past interactions or purchases. So I use Constant Contact, and it allows you to put in a code which will now plug in the person's name. So if you're here at Game Changer Week and you've met 50 people, you can plug in their name and say, it was amazing meeting you at Game Changer Week. I'd love to, and you go on from there. Timely follow-up. So responding promptly after an initial meeting so that they remember you. Someone suggested to me also is you take a selfie with the person, tag them on social media. So now when you are emailing, they can connect your name with your face. And you've now connected them to your social media so that they can follow you there as well. Multi-channel engagement, using a combination of email, phone, and social media. It allows you to connect with them, and you'll find out from there what their preferred method of communication is, which is increasing your likelihood of engagement. So earlier I said email, right? And I said phone, and I said video. But some people are on social media, and that is their preferred platform. I was greatly opposed to DMs. I do not like DMs. Really, because it doesn't allow my admin and my team to help me to navigate those conversations. So instead of me trying to change the other person on that DM, you know what I do? I talk with them briefly and I say, hey, what's your email address? I'm going to follow up with you. I screenshot the conversation and I email it to myself. That allows me to remember that in my DM, I am having a discussion with someone because I will forget. So that's not my preferred method, but it might be that person's, and I don't want to lose the opportunity to build a relationship with them. Automated follow-up systems. So implementing an automated email sequence, keeping in touch with customers regularly. So this is really through newsletters, blogs, product or service updates, or personalized offerings. A couple of weeks ago, I wrote a letter to our, I say 7,000 subscribers to our newsletter. And it was a letter about the high increase of small businesses closing, but I made it personal because I told them about 2 businesses that I knew about personally that had to close their doors and why. And out of all the emails that I've sent, majority of the people responded. And they said, wow, I'm glad you brought this up. Can we talk? But see, I also started that same email with their first name. So they thought I wrote it to them. And they thought I was talking to them about something other than selling a product or a service, but just having a conversation. And that increased our engagement and that tapped into building our relationship. Customer feedback requests. I don't like filling out surveys. We just went to the car dealership and now I've gotten 3 text messages for a survey and 2 emails. But car dealerships are worth millions or billions of dollars. Let's take a page out of their book. They're sending these surveys because they work for them, and it increases their bottom line and helping them to know where they need to pivot in their business or what changes they need to make. As small business owners, we worry about how often we're in the face of our customer. We think, oh, let me just put this out with my brand over and over again, instead of targeting that person directly. But if you're watching a TV show, pay attention to how many times you see the same commercial. So, marketing beyond your logo, building relationships beyond your logo is extremely important. But to know what type of value added customer feedback you need to put out, customer content you need to put out, you do that by getting the feedback. Offer incentives. So, one of the things we've done, if we have a large event when we host conferences, we would offer a discount on anyone who signed up after the conference within a certain time period. Be respectful, but be persistent. So that means pay attention to cues that indicate whether the customer is interested in further engagement. If they click like on your post on social media, they're interested even a little bit. That's an opportunity to follow up in an email or in a phone call or go onto their social media platform and return the favor and the interest. For those who run businesses where you have direct client interaction, remembering business anniversaries, birthdays, milestones, promotions, and guess where you can get this information from? There you go, social media. On LinkedIn, I get to tap, and it takes 2 seconds, happy birthday to everyone on my LinkedIn every time their birthday comes around. Their business anniversary, when they get a promotion, when their job changes. They're updating this information because they want you to know it. And trust me, someone's doing a little happy dance every time you say congrats or happy birthday. My birthday was September 1st, and I'm still doing happy dances with happy belated birthday. So, by implementing these strategies, small businesses can enhance customer engagement, improve retention rates, and ultimately drive small business growth. This approach will help you maintain strong connections with customers while respecting their preferences. So I'm going to conclude with an inspiring quote from Robert L. Johnson. He's the founder of RLJ Holdings and the co-founder of BET. All business is personal. Make your friends before you need them. This quote emphasizes the importance of building relationship in business and being personal with your clients. Thank you. Yeah, questions? I use Constant Contact. Constant Contact recently made a change. They have gotten rid of, if you had templates in there, you have to make new ones. But I would suggest make 5 good templates and you can rinse and repeat them to send them out to different people.
They integrate with.
You can upload any of your contacts into Constant Contact, not Constant. Yeah, Constant Contact. You can upload any of your subscribers, whether it's in Gmail or social media, you can upload it in there. It also connects to your social media platforms. So you can share whatever newsletter that you put in Constant Contact, if it's a blog, anything that you're doing, that can also be shared directly from Constant Contact onto social media. And then it ends with a button that says subscribe if it winds up going to someone new. And can you tell us your name and your business? Yeah.
Oh, my name is Danielle Sands. I recently started with an AI group, and I have a business called AI Wealth for Busy Moms.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm the marketing coordinator at Florida State University, the College of Business. So that's me. I've had my first, I think I opened my first business when I was 25.
Huh.
I had it for 10 years. It was a restaurant and a small business for kids. So that's what I'm from the Bahamas, but I live in
Well, thank you so much for sharing and congrats. I love that. The AI for moms. I just met a woman, she spoke at our conference over the summer. She is creating Chat Black GBT. Yeah. What other questions do you all have? Absolutely. Absolutely. So we are the Virginia Black Chamber of Commerce. Our mission is to build small business ecosystems and increase sustainability amongst business owners. So our target audience, our primary target audience, although it's Black business owners, we promote inclusivity. So we have members of all racial backgrounds, and we are growing in that area because our goal is to be in the room on behalf of the small business owner. I find that as small businesses, we're working in our business and on our business at the same time, that we can't be at everything. We can't learn about everything. So in our newsletter and for our members, we will send out opportunities for grants, opportunities for conferences. I just recently attended an HBCU expo as a chamber. And when I put it online, businesses are like, well, wait, how do we know about that next time? Recently attended a procurement expo with Dominion. That was sent out ahead of time to all of our subscribers, over 7,000 business owners, because that was an opportunity for the small business owner to be in the room and learn how to do business with Dominion Energy and several of their other partners. So that's really what we do at the Chamber. We have a business accelerator program that we're developing. We've graduated 2 cohorts from that pilot program. We teach them about customer segmentation, finance, budgeting, how to pitch your business. Am I missing something?
Self-care, and kind of how to do a SWOT analysis on their business so that they can understand their value proposition, and things of that nature.
And so when she said kind of how to do a SWOT analysis, it's because we taught them SOAR.
That's what it was. I couldn't think of what it was. It's SOAR.
So
Yeah.
SOAR is to me the opposite of SWOT because it focuses on the positive and not the negative. And the business owners love that. Each graduate walked away with a strategic business plan, about 40 to 50 pages. And I say that because we, in that business plan and through their homework assignments, develop ways that they could either expand or pivot their business. So it wasn't just focusing on their current products or services today. We also focused on how could you expand your business? What other product or service can you offer? And if this doesn't work, what are your other alternatives and options as a business owner? So that's what they gained from that accelerator. And now we are pitching to do a full statewide implementation accelerator. And today we were here, so we had some ambassadors of the chamber go and pitch to an economic development office. But this accelerator is going to focus on capital readiness, government contracting, and strategic workforce development through internships, through paid internships. Because me being a college graduate, I have 4 degrees, 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 or 4. I'm going for my PhD now. Yeah. Yeah. And I say how many because each time in life before becoming an entrepreneur, I pivoted by getting another degree and thinking that was going to get me where I needed to be. These students are doing the same thing and they're not ready for the workforce. But they have lives and they have bills and they live in homes that have bills. So why not offer them internships that are going to also reward them monetarily? And so that's what we're also going to be teaching them about, a program that's offered through the state that pays 50% of the hourly rate for your intern, whether they're virtual or in person.
Where are you located?
We're located in Fredericksburg, Virginia. We cover the entire state. So we have been to Williamsburg for ribbon cuttings, Loudoun County for conferences, Arlington for conferences, Prince William County for events, Richmond, Hampton Roads, Roanoke, Blacksburg. We're just recently invited to, I know it's 2.5 hours away from Fredericksburg. And then another location, I'm so sorry, I can't remember, it's 5 hours away. But we've taken on the responsibility of being a statewide chamber. And that means if there is a need in a community for us to be there, then that's where we're going to be. What other questions do you have? Huh?
I have like 40 questions.
Ask away. Okay. Go Virginia? That's who we're going to the grant for. Go Virginia Region 6 and 7.
Oh, no. Go Virginia.
Okay.
We are for, originally K-12.
Okay. K through 12. Okay. Wow.
So there's like Go Virginia, like regional industry. and
Yeah.
we're, That's statewide.
Yes.
So I think we're kind of going through a lot of the same things, including like, what does statewide implementation
Mm-hmm.
and best practices look like?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've done it a lot, like we are statewide, but it's like random, like, oh, you want something, you want something?
Yes.
You want to be strategic about that. We're about to do a rebranding. We just like I said, restructure and then like the partnerships department.
Mm-hmm.
But we have like national research grants, we grants that are very specific to making sure that we're serving minoritized populations and computer science education in order to like close that,
Mhm.
closing that equity gap or minoritized gap.
Mhm.
So I don't know, I mean, like, I would just love to hear, I guess, any of the above that are, like, how do you work with nonprofits, or like, what advice do you have for
Yes.
someone in the same position or going through similar things?
So the biggest advice I can give is build a team of individuals that truly believe and internalize your mission. That's the first thing I'm going to say. We started out with just whoever wants to help. Hey, can you help? And if we can offer them something, we would. But if they are not in line with the mission, they can't advocate for you and keep their eyes open for the opportunities. So ways that we help small business owners, like what I would ask you if we're sitting down and we're having a strategic meeting, I'd ask you some of the areas you service. Because right now in my mind, when you said STEM, or if you serve, it's either Arlington or Alexandria, and you can ask me later, they have a grant out that is coming up and expiring, but that is their focus. And so if you apply now, that's an opportunity for you to get funding. So, huh? I don't remember her last name, but so what I do is I learn as much as I can about the business, about the nonprofit, what their mission is, the population they're serving, both geographically and their topic, like the industry and the specializations, so that I can let them know what resources I can tie them to. That's one of the things that we do here at the chamber. Then it's a Q&A session. If you say to me, how can I solve this problem? If I don't have the answer, I will find it for you and connect you to a person who does. So for me, with small business owners and with nonprofits, it's all about becoming a strategic partner with them, finding ways to answer their questions and help solve problems. Yeah. Okay. And I have my card here, so I'll definitely give you my card. So if you have questions, yeah.
We have computer science education from December,
Okay.
so you should come.
Okay. I'll be in Virginia Beach actually also October 17th. It's a Thursday. I'm coming that way as well. So yeah, absolutely. But if I have the
I know you just said like internships, but you focused on.
So what's interesting about that is we are focused on higher ed, but we are looking to build strategic partnerships so we can create a council or coalition that's going to help us develop a youth entrepreneur program. For the first, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, because for the first few years, we were just giving out like scholarships to youth, but no programming to help them to develop. So yeah, I'll give you my card. Yeah. Any other questions? Are we done? It's time up? Yeah.
I had a good vibe. This is synergistic connection. Forgive me, Nate. If I can brag at the Women's Entrepreneurship Conference, Ernisha leaned over and told me about a grant through Kane and Warner's office for a nonprofit that I volunteer to support. And I went ahead. It was the first grant application I've ever done, but she gave me the courage to just go ahead and do it. She was available to answer any questions that I had. She was an outstanding resource for me. And it actually passed through and is now listed on Senate appropriations for 2025. So for this girl here.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
It is my pleasure.
And it's a natural segue to our next session, which will be entrepreneurship featuring lunch upstairs.
Okay. And I'm on that panel.
That's right.
My chart.
Sure to check in.
Thanks.
Bon appetit. Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you. Follow Renisha on Facebook because her activity every day, it gets me motivated.
Thank you.
All right, I'm excited.
And we're going upstairs, right?
Yes, ma'am.
which I am also hosting, so I will skedaddle as well.